How's it going, everybody? Today this printer is not only going to be, well, it's going to stop collecting dust today, and we're going to use it to help us stitch this patch onto this leather jacket right here. This one we actually did this right here, came out really clean. If you guys want to check out that full video, it'll be up here right after watching this one, of course. But we did all of this embroidered, the bottom embroidered. He had also brought me this patch, and I stitched that on using a satin. Now this one came out really clean because the patch had no border to it, so I was able to add the border myself. But this one already has a little satin border to it, so I'm just going to be doing a running stitch, again, using the scanner of my printer. This is a sublimation printer from Epson. Here's the model. They don't have this one, they have like upgraded ones, but honestly, sublimation printers are so cheap for what they could do and how cheap these eco tanks are now. Ink is not crazy as expensive as it used to be. You just fill them up. You buy your set of inks from Amazon, fill it in, and you're good to go. So by scanning the actual patch, what it's gonna help us do is get the full color image onto the computer at the exact size, dimensions that we needed in order to digitize a running stitch along the border. It is a thin border, so it is going to be a little bit tricky. Well, I'm counting that it's not going to be tricky. I did this once before, but I thought it would need a entire video in case anybody does patches and has trouble lining everything up. So it's going to be a real test. I also have some other square ones to put, but those should be pretty simple. This one, because of the shape, we're really putting this technique to the test. Guys, it's 10 p.m. Sunday night. Still sweating in here. Hot days, hot days. But let's jump into the computer. I'll show you the app, I guess, that I use to scan it. And then, yeah, I'll just show you how to take it into Hatch and all that. So let's jump into it. Here we are. In order to scan, I have to use Epson Scan 2, which is this right here. If I press the button on the printer, for whatever reason, it doesn't connect to the PC. So I got to go through this. These are my settings. Here's the printer. I don't change anything. Resolution, I keep it low just because last time I had a bunch of tabs on Hatch open and it wasn't letting me move the image around, saying I was out of memory. My PC is pretty maxed out on memory, but you don't need high resolution, 100 dpi. PNG doesn't really matter. It's not gonna just bring in the patch, it's gonna do the whole image anyways. But you just scan, takes a few seconds, and it'll appear right here, ready to just be drag to Hatch, ready to go. Here's the last one we did. See that? So here it is. Let's drag that over. Boom. Even though it is the size of the whole page of the scan, the size of the patch is correct. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have it the right angle. I'm guessing it's gonna be like this. Gotta check the picture. All right, I know you guys are little on the square, but it's gonna go right here, right in this space, aligned with the bottom right here. So plenty of room to hoop, shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, pretty much what I wanted to make sure is that the guy was just going to be horizontal. So here it is. Here's what we need. And we're just going to be doing a running stitch, maybe a triple stitch. What I'll do, fix this. What I'll do is the first one would be a running stitch, which is going to be the placement stitch. And then I'll do another one, copy and paste it, but turn it into a triple run just to make sure the patch is really stitched on there and it's not going to go anywhere. Also, forgot to mention, but these have the glue on it, lucky for me. So when I already have the tack down stitch, I'll be able to place this perfectly on there. And I'm going to use this big hoop so that I could iron it right there and then, and not worrying about the patch moving, shifting, getting any bubbles when the triple run is actually tacking it down. So it's gonna be perfect, I hope. I'm not trying to land everything on this little border here. Honestly, that's pretty impossible, but there's black right behind the border, so anywhere between the two right there is perfect for me. And yeah, while I have this here, you guys already know, link in the description to get free shipping from anything from Mighty Hoops, Midwest product. So let's do this quick little digitizing. Okay, I can't really see perfectly the border, but it doesn't matter. I am gonna make sure that I'm not right on the edge, so just giving myself a little bit of space to make sure that everything's covered and stitches aren't gonna just be flying out of the patch, not holding it down. As long as I'm not actually digitizing into the design itself, the colors, we are good. Here it is. Let's just remove the image because now we just trust that we're doing the right thing here. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this. Change it to a different color so that we could put a stop to it right here. Triple run on that one. The beauty of this also is that we're embroidering it on a flat. There is not much shifting. If you're trying to do this on a hat, very possible, but your corners always shift big time on hats, so that's not a problem today. All right, now for the start and stop, I'm gonna put bottom center, just because we're trying to line it up to the bottom of the patch next to it, so that's why I'm putting it right here at the bottom. And honestly, I think that's about it. We're gonna export this, hoop the jacket, which is probably the harder part, not even the digitizing, just trying to hoop it straight, and then time to go. Also, if you guys are always looking for tips, tutorials, hacks, or just embroidery business type content, consider liking and subscribing, because that's what we're about here. Now let's hoop this jacket. These, they glued them on, and they're peeling off a little bit, so maybe that's when they're like kind of be sewn on. Also, if you can operate a sewing machine, that's also an option, or even hand sewing it. Although it sounds pretty easy to sew it by hand, it's not that easy. I've tried doing that. Okay, so right there, that's how we're looking. It's gonna look nice. I'm not gonna use any stabilizer. I didn't practice hooping this, so trying this for the first time, seeing what works. Let's close it. Will I have to put this upside down? Thing is really thick for the hoop to really clamp down, but I think we'll be all right. I might actually unzip it. No, I gotta go over this. This thing's pretty big. It'll hit the hoop. So let's bring that back up. We'll avoid it by going over it. See if it grabs on top of the zipper there. Actually in between the zipper and the button maybe. Just like that. Push it through. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. Hope you guys were able to see that. Not worried about it unhooping. Yeah, we're good. Let's get a better view right here. So just making sure this line is as straight as possible. I'm gonna aim right here in the middle, right above the seam, all the thickness down there. Stitch out right there in the sweet spot. Let's go. Maybe I should have hooped this upside down. I'm trying to hold as much of the jacket, the weight, the box down here, as much as possible so it's not hanging and, you know, creating issues. All right, arms are good. I got the two colors. I got the black, a stop, and then black again, all loaded up. So let's get this positioned. This looks pretty good. The trace. Okay, that looks good. I'm actually gonna scoot it a little bit over, a little bit lower, and another trace. Bring this over right here. All right, let's see. Did it match up correctly? I try my best to show you guys. Pretty difficult to show you guys correctly, but let's see. I got some space to move up. As long as I don't see any stitching sticking out, we should be good. Down here I look good. Here it's really close. I'm gonna lift up that left side a little bit. Right here everything looks nice. Got a Teflon sheet right here, holding it down. You know I'm always holding it down like that. I'm not gonna go crazy with it in case I have to shift the patch or anything like that. You know, I don't want to mess up the jacket with the glue and all that, so just a little press. Firm press, but short. Well, that didn't stick at all. Okay. Me and patches, I would love to get into, you know, patches, be a pro at it, but I am definitely not. If you guys been here for a while, I once tried to also iron a Hello Kitty patch onto like a wool bag. It felt like kind of like wool. complete disaster. I did get some tips after that to iron it from the other side, since the heat will be closer to the glue. So maybe that's what's going on here as well. But for now, I'm just gonna give it a little bit more heat. Honestly, I think that's good enough. It's held down here at the top, tiny bit here at the bottom. Well, not the wheel, but right around here, it start to glue. So, all right, good enough for me. In case that there are any stitches that stick out too much or whatever, then I would just fix it on hatch. The positioning will already be there. So let's say the stitching sticks out on the top here. I'll digitize it, bring it in, just pretty much fast forward to that area, and then it should be corrected. But for now, let's get this really slow. Triple run. This stitched out almost perfect. It is beautiful everywhere, right on the satin, pretty much on the satin border. Only place where it missed was right here on the tire. I had a little bit more space that I could have shifted the bike this way a little bit, and it would have covered literally right here where my finger is covering is where it missed just a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it hooped. I'm gonna do what I said I would do if it was missing. I'm just gonna digitize this part a little bit more towards the inside, run just that part, and that's it. I already fast forward to where it started to misalign right there. Let's run it slow. Stop it right there. Trim that bad boy. And that'll do it. Now we could remove the hoop right on there just like that, and this guy on there just like that, not going anywhere. Maybe could have gone a little bit lower like this one, but I mean, that's nothing. Now if you don't have a scanner, what you could also do is take a picture of it with your phone, maybe with a ruler right next to it, or something that you could use as reference to the sizing of it. So if this is an inch or whatever, inch and a quarter, inch and a half, you put the ruler right next to it, take a picture of it, and you have the exact measurements or pretty good measurements to go based off of that. I still have a few more to add on to these, but like I mentioned, these are pretty straightforward, simple, pretty cool. Maybe this one might be a little tricky, just like the one that we did, but nothing too complicated, I don't think. Oh, really clean looking patches. The jacket's gonna look great with everything added onto it, I think. I really don't know if this is a common practice. I've seen it maybe like once or twice on YouTube, so if it is new to some of you guys, let me know. Or if you have your own hacks having to do with tacking down patches or just hacks, tips of embroidery in general, I'm sure a few people in the comments will appreciate it, as will I. But that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching as always. Like and sub. See you guys on the next one. Deuces.